Welcome to Let's Talk. I'm your host, Woodrow Thompson, and we have a very special show for you today. My guest today is an innovative singer and composer who writes songs of depth and potency. Her debut album is entitled I'm Ready and is now on iTunes. My guest today is none other than Shaina Sammone. Welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Well, I've been looking at your journey and just been very excited about the journey that you have been on. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, I started singing in the church, so I sang pretty much all throughout my youth. And then I guess I kind of realized that it was something that was important to me and it was something that I was gifted with. And so I had talked to my parents about it, and my mom and I, we came up with, she gave me an ultimatum. She said, well, not an ultimatum, she gave me basically she said, I want you to finish school first, get your undergrad, and then we'll focus on your music. So she basically gave me the opportunity to make sure that I was a more well-rounded artist, and it wasn't just about the music, but that I was able to do administration, and that I had a little bit more of a academic background to go along with the gift of music.
Very good.
And then after I graduated, I was able to, and I was fortunate enough to just kind of get booked, and it spiraled from there. So
very good. Now, I noticed that you also have a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Mm-hmm. So music takes first place?
They go hand in hand because both are about the people. Both are about connecting with people, understanding people, relating to people, and ultimately doing all those things to help one another. They often say in psychology that you are a quote-unquote wounded healer. Wow. And that's something that I do through my music as well, and that I portray through my music as well. So I wouldn't say one goes on top of the other. I think actually sometimes that's my biggest struggle is figuring out not necessarily which goes first, but how I leverage the two of them and make sure that they always are synced. Very good.
Now, you mentioned mom. Do you come from a musical family? Are there singers in the family?
There are. I have a lot of competition in the one household. Well, figuratively speaking, of course, because we're all grown up and stuff like that. But my dad is a singer. He came from a musical family. My younger brother is a crazy music prodigy. He actually co-wrote a few songs with me on the album. He plays the piano, the trumpet, the guitar.
Wow.
He's very, very talented. And now, oddly enough, my fiance, whom I'm marrying in a few months, he comes from an extremely musical family. His cousins, they sing all over Nova Scotia. So I'm like surrounded completely by music.
Very good. Do you play any musical instrument?
Well, I grew up playing the piano and actually taught piano for a little bit.
Wow.
But what had happened was my younger brother became really, really good at piano. To the point where he was always creating stuff. I'd get home from school a little bit later than him and he'd be like, oh, listen to what I just wrote. So it got to a point where I just let him play and I would sing alongside of him. So I definitely have regressed a little bit from my piano practices, but it's there, I think, because I did the foundation, but I let him play now. I just sing.
Oh, very good. Well, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, I'd like to follow up on the soulful, jazzy kind of melody that you do. So we'll talk about that when we come back from this break.
Closed captions provided by
Gospel Connection, Church of God of Prophecy, Pinewood Production brings you the #1 gospel artist in the world, the multiple award-winning Travis Green. Also featuring Toronto's finest, the Campbell Sisters, from the Master, and from Ghana, Africa, Atta Buefo.
My God is good, yo. Hallelujah.
Here's the date, Sunday, August the 6th, 2017. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. The venue, the internationally acclaimed Global Kingdom Ministries, 1250 Markham Road in Scarborough.
Tickets will go very fast.
$35 in advance. 416-795-6343. Or go to gospelconnection.ca. Travis Green,
His first time in Toronto.
Why would you miss it?
Welcome back to Let's Talk. My guest today is Shaina Sammone, and it's good to have you with us again. Just before we went to the break, we're talking about your genre of music, soulful, jazzy melody. What is that?
I've always had a hard time categorizing my music.
Right.
I'd like to go with organic if I can.
Right.
The soulfulness, the jazziness, the gospel, I think those are all sounds that I was kind of, you say that your music and your voice is a gift from God.
Right.
I think that he shaped my voice to sound like that.
Very
So
good.
I don't necessarily gear towards any specific genre. I think that's the sound that I kind of give off.
Right.
And I enjoy jazz, and I enjoy soul, and I enjoy gospel.
Wow.
But in terms of what the next CD is going to be or what song I might choose for a certain event, it's very much organic in that it comes from a place where it's genuine, and that pours into the music. So I can sing a jazz song that sounds more soulful because at the moment that's how it comes out.
Well, that's very good. When I grew up in the church, the culture I grew up in, you could only listen to gospel music. So jazz, soul, all of that stuff, you couldn't go there. It's exciting to see that you are more than able to go to different places with your music. So how has faith impacted you by way of the music that you sing?
Faith is the core and the center of everything I do. So it really, it stabilizes me, it humbles me, it gives me something to talk about,
Right.
and something to write about.
Right.
So faith plays a crucial part in my music because at times where I don't feel like I'm giving enough,
Right.
it reminds me that I am enough.
Right.
And that's all I need to do. That's all you know what I mean? Like
Right.
when you feel as though your calling is, and I had said this to somebody the other day, I'm like, I always thought that music was my calling.
Right.
But as I grow older and I kind of grow more mature in my Christianity, I realize that I feel as though my calling is the gift of communicating, relating, meeting people where they're at. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel as though the goal is to have my gift and my calling meet.
Right.
So without faith, none of that moves.
Right. No, that's good because gift and calling really intertwines.
Yes.
Because I'm a firm believer that we're called to Christ first.
Exactly.
And then the gifts are the secondary calling. That's a part of, I think, what God has done. It's so amazing what God does in our lives. Your debut album, when was that released?
That was released in 2014. I actually
Right.
just got a Facebook reminder today. It said your single was released like 3 years ago today. The single was released first.
Right.
And then the album was released August 2014, and we had our launch.
Now, my understanding is that you wrote most of the music? Most of the
Yes,
songs?
I'm trying to think of what I didn't write actually. Because of Who You Are, that was
Right.
a cover.
Right.
And I Bound on My Knees, that's
Right.
a cover. Other than that, I think between myself, my younger brother, Sean Bernard McPherson, and my producer, Stephen Lewis, we created the rest of the album.
Right. I'm always fascinated by that. What's the inspiration for writing? Where do you get the inspiration from to write a song?
Well, I mean, if I were to couple that with the previous response, I think faith and my belief system gives me a lot to write about.
Right.
And then my interactions in daily life, the people I meet. My writing is very much, it's something that's supposed to capture a moment
Right.
and a feeling.
Right.
So it's more so, I can decide that I want to release another album and take time to write music. And I could probably write a whole CD
Right.
in like a month.
Right.
Based on everything that I've gone
Sure.
through,
Right.
recently.
Right.
But I definitely I like to pull from other people's experiences as well. I think that makes for a more well-rounded album when you
Right.
have more than just yourself to look for experiences from.
Right.
So it comes from a number of different places for sure.
Very good. More with Shaina when we return.
Right now, I'm working full time. I'm doing music. I'm planning a wedding. I'm planning a Christmas concert.
What?
Well,
That's not a typical week.
and aside from my wedding, it's wedding season.
Closed captions provided by
Gospel Connection, Church of God of Prophecy, Pinewood Production brings you the #1 gospel artist in the world, the multiple award-winning Travis Green. Also featuring Toronto's finest, the Campbell Sisters, from the Master, and from Ghana, Africa, Atta Buefo.
My God is good, yo. Hallelujah.
Here's the date, Sunday, August the 6th, 2017. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. The venue, the internationally acclaimed Global Kingdom Ministries, 1250 Markham Road in Scarborough.
Tickets will go very fast.
$35 in advance. 416-795-6343. Or go to gospelconnection.ca. Travis Green,
His first time in Toronto.
Why would you miss it?
TV programs, convocations, conventions, graduations, YouTube commercials. Pinewood Films is a locally owned production company based in Toronto, and we're here to help you capture your event on video. It could be a Saturday or Sunday morning church service, a banquet, a business function, birthday party, even that special wedding day. Absolutely no project is too small or too large. We record and edit all of our footage professionally with high-quality HD and 4K cameras that can be used for TV broadcasting or just home viewing. The choice is all up to you. So, what are you waiting for? Call us right now at 647-933-8068, and there's no obligation. Let's talk about your ideas for your next event or project. The number is on the screen. We're waiting for your call.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. My guest today is Shaina Sammone, and again, it's good to have you with us. I'm enjoying our conversation, how God has been just using the gift and talents He's given you. Now, I realize that at some time you were cast with actress Robin Givens in Joy in the Morning. Tell us more about that.
Well, Robin Givens was the producer and director of the play.
Oh, okay.
So she brought a play to Toronto called Joy in the Morning
Right.
that I believe she was taking on tour. I think she had done it in like Montreal, like she had gone a few places.
Right.
But I think it was important to her to get a cast from each place that she went. So it wasn't as though she took the play on tour with the same cast.
Right.
She spent time in each place.
Oh.
And I think I'm trying to remember how long the process was. I feel like it was a few weeks.
Right.
And then we had 3 shows. So I was fortunate to work alongside So I worked with Robin Gibbons.
Right.
She directed and produced. And then I also got to co-star with Patrice Lovely,
Right.
who now has a show on the OWN network. She did a lot of Tyler Perry stuff before, and
Right,
now she does Love Thy Neighbor.
Right.
Tony Terry, who was a singer. I think he released stuff more so in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, it was a really, really talented cast.
Right.
A lot of just great Toronto artists that I got to work with, and it was a great experience.
So now that you have had that experience, do you feel like that's something that you'd like to pursue some more?
Yes, 100%. I would love to do Broadway one day.
Okay.
One day I would like to do at least one. We'll start with one, but God is good.
Very good.
One Broadway play.
Okay. Is there any projects you're working on now?
Well, not last year, it's been 2 years, I released a Christmas EP.
Oh.
With 5
good.
songs on it.
Very good.
We've had 2 sold out concerts with the 5 songs, God is good.
Right.
But we'd like to finish up that project. And then I feel a jazz album in my spirit.
Wow.
I just feel like God is saying, like, do some jazz, do some gospel jazz. So that's what I'm feeling for my next venture. But it's always changing, because as you you go through your daily life,
Right.
and you see what's going, you want it to be relevant.
Right. Right.
So
Right. Now, being in the church, do you get any pushback from people thinking that you should stick to one genre of music?
you know what? I have always received the same comments about my music, and that is that it's genuine, it's authentic, one and the same,
Right.
and that it is nostalgic.
Right.
Those are the 3 things that I consistently hear.
Good.
And I feel like when people hear me sing live, they're not nitpicking because
Right.
they're in the moment,
Right.
which is the purpose, right?
Right. Right.
To bring people into
Right.
a moment, a stilling moment, a reflective moment. So to answer your question, no, I've never received pushback.
Right.
There are definitely places where I'll go and I'll sing something a little bit more traditional.
Right.
But that's just me knowing my environment.
Right. Correct.
And it's
that's
not
good.
me, because I would never
Right.
go perform somewhere where I feel as though they're confining the art.
Right.
But
Right.
you definitely have to,
Right.
be aware of your environment.
So regardless of the genre of music you do, what is the message you're trying to convey through the music?
I feel like it's a little corny to say, but I every day remind myself
Right.
that there's more than this world.
Right, right.
And the takeaway for that message is really hope and faith intertwined.
Right.
And so I feel as though I would love for people to get that feeling that, 1, it's not the first time, you're not alone. Everybody
Right.
goes through similar situations. There's always someone that's been in your position. And 2, it gets better.
Right.
And that's not coming from someone who is in a place where they feel like they're in their better yet.
Right.
That's coming from someone who's saying, if you're not going to say it, I'm going to say it, or else we're going to lose hope.
Right. I like your response, because hopelessness is one of the worst words in our vocabulary, because if you don't have hope, you have nothing.
Yep.
And so I like that response. But when we return from this break, I'd like for you to share with us how folks can get your music. So more with Shaina Sammone when we return.
Closed captions provided by
Gospel Connection, Church of God of Prophecy, Pinewood Productions brings you the #1 gospel artist in the world, the multiple award-winning Travis Green.
All things are working for my good. Yeah, 'cause he's intentional.
Also featuring Toronto's finest, the Campbell Sisters, from the Master, and from Ghana, Africa, Atta Buefo.
My God is good, yo. Hallelujah.
Here's the date, Sunday, August the 6th, 2017. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. The venue, the internationally acclaimed Global Kingdom Ministries, 1250 Markham Road in Scarborough.
Tickets will go very fast.
$35 in advance. 416-795-6343. Or go to gospelconnection.ca. Travis Green,
His first time in Toronto.
Why would you miss it?
Welcome back to Let's Talk. We've been having a great conversation with Shaina Sammone and really enjoyed the conversation. I find that you must keep really busy with the many things that you have going. What's your typical week like?
Well, right now I'm working full time. I'm doing music. I'm planning a wedding. I'm planning a Christmas concert.
What?
So
That's not a typical week.
and aside from my wedding, it's wedding season. So I'm
Oh, my
performing it
goodness,
right now.
yes.
The majority of my performances are weddings. I do a lot of services, church services,
right.
and just preparing for the Christmas concert. That's going to be in December.
And you do that every year, the Christmas concert?
So we released this Christmas CD 2 years ago. So
Right.
we've had 2 sold out concerts.
Wow.
They sell out really quickly. We usually start selling the tickets about 2 months before.
Right.
So this year's is going to be December 17th in Ajax at the St. Francis Theatre Center of the Arts. And it's a great show. Really good show.
Very good. How can our viewers get your music and how can they contact you? Because I realize that there's so much that you can do.
Well, you can definitely contact me through my website, www.shainasammone.com. My gospel album is on iTunes. And my Christmas album, we will be putting on iTunes as well. We were doing really well with physical sales, so we wanted to kind of separate the two and see, but we will be putting that on iTunes as well.
Well, Shaina Sammone, it's been great having you with us on Let's Talk, and I wish you all the best. God's blessing on all that you're doing, and especially your wedding.
Thank you. Thank
all
you.
the best.
Thank you so much.
Closed captions provided by
#1 gospel artist in the world, the multiple award-winning Travis Green.
All things are working for my good. Yeah, 'cause he's intentional.
Also featuring Toronto's finest, the Campbell Sisters, from the Master, and from Ghana, Africa, Ata Buefo.
My God is good, yo. Hallelujah.
Here's the date, Sunday, August the 6th, 2017. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. The venue, the internationally acclaimed Global Kingdom Ministries, 1250 Markham Road in Scarborough.
Tickets will go very fast.
$35 in advance. 416-795-6343. Or go to gospelconnection.ca. Travis Green,
His first time in Toronto.
Why would you miss it?
Your wedding day will be one of the most important days in your life, and we want to make sure that you never forget it. Hello and welcome to Runway Weddings. At Runway Weddings, creating is our passion, and we would love to capture your unique day so you can look back years from now and enjoy it all over again. We are proud of our team of photographers and cinematographers, all of whom have the expertise to create high-energy still and motion pictures that tell a story from beginning to end, based on the love story that has been created by the two of you. With our superior collection of cinematic 4K cameras, movie quality sound, and visual equipment, we are ready to capture your wedding day from every angle to create an artistic blend of photographic, cinematic, and documentary style film that reflects the intimacy of your special day. For more information or to obtain a quote for your big day, call right now 647-933-8068 or go to the website www.runwayweddings.ca and we will schedule a free consultation. We take the time to get to know you so that we can create an experience of photography and cinematography that you will never forget. Call us now.
So just before we close the show, we have an exciting event we want to tell you about, and I have two guests that have joined me to help you to get the information regarding this event. So I have Devon Wells Gospel Connection, and I have Pastor Roger Grandison, Pinewood Films.
Yes.
And we have an exciting
Very exciting,
event
very
coming
exciting,
up.
very exciting.
I don't want to give it away.
I can hardly contain myself.
I know. I mean, so Gospel Connection, Pinewood Films, Church of God of Prophecy is collaborating together.
Yep.
For
We're getting
this
together
wonderful event.
We're getting together to do this massive event. Travis Green.
Travis Green.
Travis Green is coming to Toronto, full band, full singers.
First time.
Full everything. First time in Toronto.
First time in Toronto.
We cannot, it's gonna be amazing. Gonna be amazing.
I think it's going to be great. You know, when I mentioned the name Travis Green,
Yeah.
our young people just go, "Ah!"
Yeah. I don't
I'm like, really, you know?
Hey, but Bishop, can I tell you something? Even the older folks like me and you, we still do that, you know?
I'm not old.
Just give away age there. Oh man.
So Devon, tell us about the dates, man. When
You know, it is so exciting. You know, Travis Green, for the first time in Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we're so happy to introduce him, as we've done with Tasha Cobbs.
Yes, we did.
That was a great concert.
It was
did.
amazing,
Yes.
and Toronto actually showed up.
Oh, yes.
Toronto came
Yep.
out.
Drove.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
we expected a certain number, but at the Prayer Palace,
kinda doubled the
when
number.
we doubled it, it was so amazing.
It was amazing.
So August 6th,
Yes.
it's the big day.
Yes.
You
Six
know,
of what? 6 of what?
The 6th of August.
There you go.
2017.
All right.
Right.
All right.
It's going down at Global Kingdom Ministries.
Right.
Yes.
And that's in Scarborough. That's at Progress and the 401 area. And again, it's going to be a night of powered worship.
Yep.
A fire
Yep.
worship, if you
Yep.
want to
Fire
call it.
worship. We just Travis Green was just in Jamaica recently, and we watched the Facebook Live, and I'm
yes.
telling you, he had
great.
the place on fire. But not just Travis Green. We're having the Campbell sisters.
Yes.
Who I consider to be like the royal family of Canadian gospel music.
Oh, yes.
Right.
You know what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Yes. Yes.
For the master, gonna be there. I mean, this is going to be one event. But watch, who else is coming from Ghana? Tell them who's coming from Ghana, Africa.
All the way from Ghana?
From Ghana, Africa.
Oh, come on.
Bishop, for the first time in Toronto again. You know,
First
we
time.
love to do
Oh,
that,
yes,
right? For the
yes,
first time.
yes,
first.
yes.
Hey, my God is good, oh, everything I do.
I only preach. I'm not going to go there with you.
Yes, right? No, Atabuapo.
Yes.
Now, he's not the original singer for Double Double, but he's the one who made the song.
Yep,
Now, I know
yep,
that with
yep.
Travis Green, you're not just having him in Toronto. Where
No,
else
he's
is
going to be in, well, on the 5th, he's also going to be in Montreal.
Montreal, yes.
And so if you're in Montreal, you're watching this show, Travis Green is
It's
coming
coming
to
to
Montreal,
Montreal.
as well. Do not miss it. So here's the dates again. We won't miss it. August the 6th,
Yes.
Global Kingdom.
Ministries.
Yes.
It's going to be epic.
It's gonna be-
If you miss it, you're going to be hearing about it, and you don't want that.
Devon Wells, Pastor Roger Grandison, good to have you. And we're looking forward to that great event with Travis Green.
He made a way.
Made away. Thank you for joining us on Let's Talk. We'll see you soon. Keep talking.